Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Full Force News Burst Live with me, Christopher McLeod AKA Diagnostic 80, brought to you by General Joe's REBORN.com. If you're a bit confused as to what's going on right now, yesterday I was supposed to go live and had it all set up. Going to do the whole live thing with this, particular news that we have on the image that you saw earlier, and yeah, supposed to go live, got all set up and everything, tried to go live, and for an hour, 1 human hour, I was messing around trying to get the our streaming software to work, and it just wouldn't. I couldn't get the slideshow to load up, and it was being a bit of a pain. So I thought, okay, this isn't going to work. Let's just leave it to do its maintenance. There was a lot of maintenance to do for some reason, and then I'll just do it tomorrow at 7:30. This is why I don't pre-plan these things, guys, because then loads of news happens today, and so effectively what we've got tonight is almost a midweek weekly before the midweek. Yeah, it's like an early week weekly. Honestly, there's so many news things to talk about. I don't know why I'm still talking about this at the beginning. Should we get stuck into it? I think we should. Loads of people in the chat. Hope everyone's doing well. My goodness, there's a lot to talk about today. And it's not just what is actually on, like I said, on the thumbnail. That's the bloody word I always forget. Thumbnail. It's not just Super7 and Tiger Force Wreckage and possible mega blocks. No, there's even more classified, a bit of leakage, a bit cheeky leakage, some possible spoilerage, some possible stuff that we don't know is fully confirmed yet. But we will talk about all of it. So have no fear, we'll get stuck in. Even if it's not on the image, it's in the episode, all right? There's a lot to get into, so let's do it. Boom. Yes, so like I said at the start, early doors yesterday, we were supposed to talk about a couple of Super7 reaction one reveal and one thing that's been in the what's the word, ether for about a week or so that I hadn't seen, but apparently has been knocking around in targets for a while. But we'll get to that in a second. We also had images coming through of Wreckage, Tiger Force Wreckage, and the Tiger Paw in, Target stores, which again we will cover a little bit as well and talk about that. And also, I will of course. Sorry, I'm completely sidetracked there, but I'm just trying to think of what I was trying to say, and I can't think of what I was trying to say. What I'm about to say was I'm going to credit, of course, the people who have sent us images of these things. The first one I was going to talk about, obviously, Ritz Murphy sent us some Lady J Deek stuff. So shout out to Ritz. We'll get to that in a second. Let It Roll 9044 on Instagram, or Let It Roll 9044, sent us images of Wreckage in store. And of course, the mega blocks are courtesy of Block. Was it Block Brian? Can't remember. Sorry. I'll just find it quickly. Oh God, I hate when the pressure's on. Brian_blocks, BLOKS on Instagram. Now, everyone is, in the description, kind of links and all that kind of stuff, bar the new stuff that I've had to throw on here, because we're also talking classified stuff left, right, and center, more in-hand images, courtesy of a Shark-Eyed Toy View, in-hand images of Shockwave as well, and the Night Pursuit courtesy of the awesome Darren Marshall, and on top of that, a couple of other things which we'll get to shortly from Reddit and Rick Van Dam, and from the Island Viper on YouTube. I know it's an interesting name, but yeah, we'll be getting to all of that. Don't worry. So we'll start off with Super7's official reveal yesterday of Scarlet. Now this is Deek Purple Scarlet reaction figure. And what is interesting is we've had Baroness in blue already. We've had, obviously, Lady J for a week, apparently, in targets. And we've had Scarlet as well now. So we've kind of covered those 3 repaints of the Ultimates now, but in reaction form. And I'm assuming that they did the reaction repaints kind of like as a foil to the Ultimates that were going to come out, but never did. But because they didn't make it in the pre-order kind of state. So Super7 revealed this particular Scarlet, and one little cool thing I like that they did was they used a screenshot from the Deke animation, or a cell, an animation cell from that particular series. So in the past, I think with Baroness, excuse me, with Baroness and Lady J, who are Deke decos, they were utilizing previous Deke Sunbow animations from Baroness, from one of the early kind of maybe the Mass device, and then repainted it or recolored it. And then Lady J, we'll see in a second, they used her from the intro of the movie. So yeah, so Scarlet, as she is there, this is basically a file card, very cool. But that I did a close-up view of it on the back of the card just so you guys could see. But it's effectively her standard file card, but just with that Deke, image, which is nice. I like that. Nice addition. And then, of course, the gorgeous artwork by Jason Edmiston. He does, I think, all of the card backs for the reaction line, and I imagine he'll probably he'll continue doing O-ring stuff, as far as I'm aware. We did see card artwork, didn't we? I think it is probably Jason Edmiston that did that as well. But anyway, all good stuff. And here is a shot of the promo image of Scarlet, looking nice in that Deke purple, I've got to admit. But again, like, I am, of course, I'm not like totally in on all the reaction stuff. I kind of just like seeing it from a distance, really, kind of like admiring it from a distance. It's got a nice vibe. I know there's a lot of fans out there who really like it, and I see it in the comments quite often. I know there's a lot of people that don't care for it, because I see that in the comments as well. Either way, it exists. Live with it. So that's Scarlet. Link in the description right now to order her on super7.com. And on top of that, Gitty said, Ritz Murphy sent me a couple of images of Lady J, the Deke version, that was showing up in Targets. And again, we can see that it is kind of for that later wave on the back there. The same sort of wave of figures, I believe, that were on the back of Scarlet's. Yeah, apart from the pilot, I think, which is... Oh, no, hang on. There's 6 on the back of that one. And there's 6 on the back of that one. They just cut one of the collect. They put coming soon, didn't they? Yeah, they put a collect them all on a coming soon one. So there's another one to appear. Maybe that's Scarlet. Maybe that's supposed to be Jay. But in any case, there's your Lady J. And this is apparently the Target exclusive. I would imagine. I'm assuming, and Scarlet isn't. So we were told early on that Scarlet was going to be the Target exclusive, but hey ho. It's not really that important, is it? Either way, you can usually get them even in small quantities on the Super7 website, even if they are Target exclusives. Anyway, by the by, we have Lady J as well as Scarlet, and that is effectively the Super7 reaction news. But like I said, oh no, there was more, wasn't there? And I didn't add it. Do you know what? Because it's just been so ridiculous recently, I forgot to add the t-shirts they posted up, or the t-shirt they posted up today. These is basically, it is on the front of the shirt is the Marvel kind of corner design, where you've got like the date. You've got, like, is it Duke or Hawk in the corner? I can't remember on the first issue now. Anyway, it's one of the all green versions, isn't it? I still think it's Hawk in the top left, and all like the the issue number and all that kind of stuff. That's on the front, and on the back is the cover for issue 21, which is kind of cute. So oh, Scarlet is Target. Thank you, Slave. Great. So Scarlet is a Target exclusive as well. She's just showing up on their website too. Okay, that's good to know. So effectively, Scarlet and Lady J possibly are both Target exclusives, because Lady J hasn't shown up either in any sort of kind of fashion officially, like on the card back or anything like that. So interesting. Okay, good to know. Although I will say it was Brian that told us that Scarlet was the Target exclusive as well. I don't know, but yeah, that would, I suppose, it tracks still makes sense. Because yeah, I guess, yeah, maybe, I don't know, maybe they're both Target exclusives. Suck on that. Either way, that's your Super7 info. Now, if you want to see the image of the shirt, then just go on our Facebook page or our Twitter account or Instagram, or go to Super7 and check it out. In fact, I'll show you a quick image on the side here. But there it is. That's the corner part. That's on the front of the shirt. Again, like it's that corner part of the comic that has the, the issue number, the day, and all that kind of stuff on there. It says Super7 on this though, and it says 21 and for March, and then of course has your I think Hawk. I never really worked that out. I'm sure someone will tell me exactly who it is, but I've never even given it a second thought. And then obviously on the back of the shirt, you have the cover to issue 21, or some of it interpolated as a back design. Cool, huh? Anyway, that's going to be at SDCC, and I'm sure it'll probably, limited quantities available to all fans on super7.com on Monday, July 29th. So if you do fancy that t-shirt, you'll get an opportunity to order it a day after Comic Con. Brilliant. Okay, that's pretty much everything for Super7. I'm going to do this because it feels like I feel like I need these in each of these segments. It's going to get really tired. The amount, the amount of times I have to do that now. I did not think this through. Anyway, yes. So massive shout out to Let It Roll 9044 on Instagram. When is the release date for these figures? Says Artie. The release date for Skull. I mean, you can order her now, and Lady J is in Target now, so released already, basically. And the t-shirt, the t-shirt's on the site right now as well. Cool. Is it available to buy? Because I thought it was going to be up for, it says just up for SDCC and then be available to buy after the fact. Either way, if it's up there now, great, go buy it. Now, Classified, and like I said, Let It Roll 9044 on Instagram sent me these awesome pictures from a New Jersey Target that show, of course, Roadblock and Tripwire and McLeod. I love the fact that McLeod gets on the box as well. Sometimes I don't think it's necessary. I like that they've done it, and I'm also really happy to see that on a box, genuinely. But I feel like they could probably just get away with a Roadblock and Tripwire. I don't know they have to name McLeod. Well, they do, and they have done, and that's awesome. So anyway, we've got the inbox image right here, and then of course we have a shot of, well, apparently this is the back. This isn't the kind of the kind of store. This is a storeroom basically. So it's images either from Let It Roll 9044 that he received from someone that works at Target, or he does himself work at Target. Either way, this is clearly in the old back room, isn't it? That said, it's cool to see them in Targets. Has anyone actually been kind of finding them in Targets? I know there was some sort of street date for the 24th, maybe. Either way, I pre-ordered both of these. No, sorry, not both of these. I pre-ordered the Tiger Paw, but not the 2-pack. I know, what's wrong with me? So I'm kind of hoping to find that 2-pack in Target. I believe there's a street date for them, right? Someone else, 21st. Thank you, Stygian. So even though they have them, and some of them had them out in the store itself, apparently, and people were saying, "Oh, we can't sell it to you yet. Street date's the 21st." So I think Sunday's going to be an important day, isn't it? Everyone's going to be rushing to Targets trying to get these. Maybe, I don't know. I think it's weird that, isn't it? I think by doing that, does that create a little more like, oh, I have an opportunity, or like, oh, a bit of FOMO. I wonder if they do that to create a little bit of FOMO in order to have people, try and go into store and get it on the 21st, just because they've had a few figures that kind of shelf warmed a little bit. I wonder if they'd do this as a little ploy. I don't know. I might just be overthinking it, but either way, I'm kind of excited and hope to see some of these in store. But you never know. I also hope not to see them in a weird way. I hope that I go in and don't see like stacks and stacks of the same figure on a peg or on a shelf. I kind of like it when it's like absolutely rinsed clear and everyone's like buying them and wants them, and it's like a frenzy for it, because it just makes you kind of feel like, oh yeah, this is still hot as hell. Either way, I feel people are still going to want to get these. I know that. So there you go. And thanks again, Let It Roll, for these images. And I say, this is a couple of days ago. So obviously it's in hand now for some people, and we'll be looking at those images in hand shortly. Here's a couple of shots as well of wreckage in the box. So like I said, big shout out to Let It Roll 9044 on Insta. Now, some stores have up to 8 Tiger Force tripwire and roadblocks, but 1 to 3 Tiger Paws. Probably just for the way they come packed, isn't it? I guess because they're bigger boxes, so it kind of makes sense. Andrew says the suspense is terrible. I hope it'll last. That is kind of what I said in a weird way, isn't it? I get. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Yeah. Target.com is listing them as back ordered at the moment. Interesting. Shelf Present says, yeah, I'm happy that people are getting these sublines. They aren't for me, but they have a few good looks. I'm all over Tiger Force. Just give me, and we're kind of polar opposites there, aren't we? Shelf Present. I'm not saying, I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying that, I go nuts whenever I see anything with a tiger stripe on it. I know that isn't the case for everybody. So the way inventory works, Let It Roll. Hello in the comments. How you doing, bud? So the way inventory works is when the sales full location is activated, like when we set the aisle, it automatically adds it to inventory. Awesome. Well, thanks for that little bit of insight. And also, again, thanks for the images, mate. Much appreciated. Anyway, let's move on because we did get images from a Shark-Eyed Toy View who posted their in-hand video review today. It's difficult with Australia because it's so like the other side of the universe that it's almost like 7 weeks before us or after. I don't know where it is in the future. It might still be in the Cretaceous period. I have no idea. Nobody knows, apparently. Just kidding. But thanks to Adam, who sent me these images, specifically these images. I haven't posted them, but I thought I'd use them in the episode instead. No, he posted this tomorrow. Nice one, Zed. I like that one. Yeah, so he looks great. The tiger paw looks phenomenal. I'm so excited to get this one. I pre-ordered this one for a change, which is nice. And yeah, I think it just looks great, and the figure as well looks phenomenal. And I like all the kind of poses he puts him in, sitting on the paw as well. Here he is getting his old weapon out. Kitty said, here he is getting it up. I'm gonna stop because it's too many Kitty says, isn't it? The colors look great. Nice touch, says Flaffle. Flaffle 57, you had me very excited today with that post that you sent me. And then it was like, oh, it's Naugahyde, and I had to remove it from everywhere just so I didn't confuse people. But that was funny because I look at it and I'm like, oh, Dreadnought 3-pack, that's interesting. But then I looked at the price point and I was like, why did it not dawn on me that it was Naugahyde to this? It's still, I'm still an idiot for not realizing. Didn't even look at the F number in the top right hand corner, which I have been literally showing off every episode, and I completely just blanked completely on it. So you had me going for a second, and I thought, oh, maybe it's a Super 7 3-pack of Dreadnoughts for some, I don't know, for that price point. No, it was Naugahyde, Pork Belly, and Yobbo with a 3. Such a confusing thing to do, though. Even surely Target know it's a figure and pet set. One of them's technically an accessory, but anyway, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They're just being nice and including the animals as characters, and that's fine. That's fine. Anyway, brilliant. The steel core helmet sells me on it, says Paul. Yeah, the steel core helmet's wicked. It's dope. I really like it, and I can't wait to see this in hand. Honestly, Classified always go on sale 2 to 3 months after release at Target. They do actually, Lee. Yeah, you can hold fire a little bit with some of them. This is the thing, you've got to kind of play it a little carefully because some of them become really difficult to get hold of, and others just hit sales almost instantly. And you can kind of sometimes guess what's going to be doing that. But for the most part, I think the FOMO gets most people, doesn't it? And people just want to have them in hand straight away. Doesn't matter about the fact that in a couple of weeks they're going to be cheaper. Anyway, animals are people too. Pass, indeed. I mean, people are animals too. Yes, also. I think I'm gonna say, like, I agree with that because I count Phoebe. I mean, we're a three-pack, me, Kate, and Phoebes. So yeah, I've got to kind of definitely go that route. That was my bad for not realizing. Anyway, thanks to a Shark Eye Toy View for these images, and there's another one of him with his helmet on, giving it the big one as well. Like, love it. Like he's going over bumps and everything, so he has to kind of raise up a little bit. Awesome stuff. My bro actually saw a Python Patrol Trouble Bubble with Televiper today at Target. Wow. I struggled to do that. I ended up getting it online, I want to say. I think it popped up on Target online, didn't it? Not too long ago, and I just yoinked it then. Walmart crushed one of my Night Pursuit shockwaves. Well, honestly, Grizzlehorn, I'm surprised it was just the one. I'm surprised that anyone got anything intact at all. My shockwave was shipped and wasn't notified. Are you saying that your shockwave wasn't notified, or you, as in Derek, weren't notified? I imagine it's you, but your shockwave was shipped and you weren't notified. That's it. Weird. As long as you got it and you have it, I wouldn't even care, honestly. My Night Force shockwave and RAM arrives tomorrow, says Matt. Cool. Actually, mine should be here soon. I should check the tracking because that was I did get a shipping notification a couple of days ago. So yeah, interesting. I was too. The top one was perfect. The bottom one was crushed. Well, you could open one and keep the other one packaged, right? Just burn the packaging on the other side. Oh, I wasn't notified. It says arrival tomorrow. Okay, cool. Well, as long as you're getting it and as long as you know, that's all that matters. Anyway, let's mosey through because we do have this shot to look at. This is a lovely close-up of that deco on the mask. I really love this. It's really, really nice. And I can't think what's next on here, but do I have to do another explosion? I think I do. It's kind of the same thing though, so I won't explode just yet. I'll keep it the same because also thanks to a Shark Eye Toy View for these wonderful images. I also got images from Darren Marshall, who, as you're all talking about it already anyway, sent me this. Yes, his Night Pursuit and Shockwave in hand. So we've got it in box. We've got obviously the Night Pursuit out on show. This is gorgeous. I think this looks amazing. Love the deco on this. I love that copper. Very, very sexy. And there's the other side of it as well. You can see all those nice tampos, 1027. I do like that kind of call out to the address at Hasbro. And of course the Night Force logo, the G.I. Joe logo, the Griffin, amazing stuff. And then of course we have the figure on the motorcycle itself and all the kind of accessories all geared up on the turntable. Looks very, very cool. I think a lot of people have been impressed with this figure, how he looks in hand. I was sold anyway immediately, and I knew it was going to be even better when I had him in hand. But I have a feeling this is one that's going to definitely kind of increase in interest as it kind of arrives for people. Again, like the shots are great here. Again, thank you, Darren, for this. My shockwave arrives tomorrow. Again, that helmet, indeed. Love Night Force Shockwave, says the real Zim. This one also to me has the only good-looking steel core helmet. I don't know. I think they all look pretty dope. I'm really into those steel core stuff as a little kind of faction. Anyway, that's you're totally welcome to your opinions, Ed, and that's totally fine. Right, right. So as well as that, oh, you also get the barrel for the machine gun as well, which is nice. I didn't realize that. Yes, thank you, Airborne's Customs. I didn't realize you got the barrel to the gun. Obviously, you don't have it attached in vehicle mode, but you might want to use it when you get it out. I don't know why I didn't think you had that. Obviously, we saw the figure in all of the... Sorry, I need to take a drink. I'm obviously having issues with my throat at the moment. Cheers. Just water. Or it could be heroin. Who knows? Either way, these are great images. There's a shot from the back. I won't say it. Kitty said. And yes, Night Force Shockwave is on sale at Walmart for $38. If you is it still happening? Let me know. Brilliant. And there's another shot from the other side. And there with the helmet on. There you go. That was the money shot. gross. Just wanted to see the figure with the helmet on as well. That's really cool. Right, that is everything in relation to the classified in-hand images. I am going now to do this because I think we do need an explosion between these. Here we go. You ready? Yeah. So, Mega Blocks? Question marks. Yeah, this is really like personally. I think this is awesome. I have been a huge fan of Mega Blocks slash Mega Constructs now. Mega Constructs, I should say, all the way back through when I was collecting Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mega Blocks before they switched the name. To and yeah, and now we're getting these little. So Brian underscore blocks on Instagram, you can see the name up on the top there and link in the description, posted this on his Instagram page to say that here are two prototype figures for Duke and what I think. Well, I don't think they said he said what the names were, but it kind of looks very clearly like Duke and Ace to me. These images. Here's a close up so you can see everything. Now I've seen everything. And obviously, we've got Duke there on the left-hand side with his helmet, the secondary, even the little holster on the thigh, I think would be a secondary. And then you've got the rifle and the backpack that are so synonymous with Duke. So it's pretty clearly Duke. And then to the right, it has vibes of Ace to me. The helmet shape, the pants, kind of like the almost kind of like Michelin Man, kind of like legs. So this is really interesting, and I love the thought of them doing GI Joe figures in this line because I think the Master of the Universe are amazing. I think they're so cool. The Turtles, we have every single one. We've got the the Technodrome, we've got the Party Wagon, we've got the big Krang set, we've got the street sets, kind of like the second time around comics street black and white kind of sets. We have all the different individual figures, all the different kind of figure sets that came in, like, you know, kind of like with those weird barrels stands they come with, like sewer great kind of things, everything, all that kind of stuff. We've literally got every figure, and then they've released like a couple of little individual figures as well in the like towards the end of that run. I just think they're great, and I've always thought, oh, it'd be really cool to get like a little GI Joe Mega Constructs. And I believe this has something to do with the very recent news of that Hasbro Mattel sort of contractual kind of coming together sort of thing for certain product lines that kind of came out of the Barbie situation, the movie doing so well. And I think it was around that time, wasn't it? Because it felt like a little bit, oh, there you go. And yeah, so I think this is like some remnants of that possibly. There was some sort of outcome to that is that GI Joe might be getting a Mega Constructs line. We hadn't. Oh, complete Creo hasn't been a thing for a long time, Jeremy. Yeah, I don't think Creo's had anything GI Joe or even anything, has it, for the longest time. So yeah, I believe that's completely done and dusted and covered in mustard. Creo was Hasbro, yes, it was. So yeah, so this obviously Mega Constructs is a Mattel brand. So I think that's a lot to do with that, you know, that contractual coming together where we were going to get Transformers, you know, what's the word? Hot Wheels, was it? Something Transformers that came out recently. And then we all thought, oh, GI Joe might get that treatment. Well, this might be what GI Joe get as treatment. It was Hot Wheels, wasn't it? Yeah. So I'm all for this. I'm totally for this, and I can't wait to see what kind of comes of it. This might be one of those things that I tend to like dip into as well outside of the classified series, because everything else is literally just, you know, I've got to focus on one thing, otherwise it gets ridiculous. So, but you know, you never know. I think some of these might be cool enough to be like, oh, neat. It also, I don't know, like, it just seems too the timing seems right on this, especially since that news broke of the kind of contractual coming together of Mattel and Hasbro for certain things. So yeah, it was like a merchandising agreement, wasn't it? So I think that this is legitimate, and I think we might see something about this in like kind of towards the end of the year. I don't know. I don't think it will be as soon as SDCC. Who knows? It might be. I think this might be one of those things that gets revealed officially at like a toy fair, or maybe even something, maybe even a PulseCon. Well, maybe not a PulseCon, um, but something like towards the end of the year, possibly, or maybe even going into the early next year. But we'll see, I guess. What do you guys think? Are you excited for a Mega Construx line? I mean, I'm looking at it like we have had no. This has come out of nowhere technically, other than that contractual thing. I have not heard hide nor hair of this line as a thing on any kind of leaked listings information, or just like leaked info, or on the great, like on the grapevine sort of kind of situation. I haven't heard anything about this, not even word of mouth. So it was when these images came up, when this image popped up on Brian Block's Instagram the other day, I was like, wow. It was like, yes. So this could be really, really cool. Yeah, the GI Joe construction sets from Forever Clever. They were a bit rough though, weren't they? It was like they were put together very hurriedly and not with much kind of care in terms of the factory process, and the fact that the figure wouldn't fit on certain vehicles, or wouldn't, and some of the pieces wouldn't kind of click together properly. Rough, rough in the jungle, in the jungle. Anyway, so yeah, I'm sort of happy to see them doing something a bit cooler on this side. Anywho, that I believe is everything for what would have been the episode yesterday. So we would have got half an hour out. Well, I would have dragged it out, obviously, but knowing that there's more to talk about, yikes! Let's do the explosion, because yeah, here we go. Yes, earlier today, you may be wondering why those images are on screen right now. Well, earlier today, the Island Viper, that is the name of the person that did the the video. They posted a video on their YouTube channel. Link isn't in the description, but it is on our Facebook page. Again, I didn't have enough time to get it all set up. Plus, I didn't want to mess with this. Like, I didn't want to change anything I didn't want to edit it before it went out, because I had a horrible feeling it might mess up trying to go live. So I just left it and tried to see if I could force my way through on the stream, and it worked. So if you want to find the link to this video, it is on our Facebook page, it's on our Twitter page, it's on our Instagram, link in bio situation. Now, this particular video, the Island Viper, does discuss that he's just ordered 2 kind of items for upcoming that are going to be kind of revealed or released or or whatever what it may be very soon. And it obviously makes sense that we're going to be seeing these figures over SDCC, which does answer a few questions that we may have had previously. Now, of course, Road Pig is the first one. We knew he's a figure and pet, and in the video, he does mention the pet. Everyone knows already. The pet is a pit bull. So Road Pig is coming with a pit bull. There, it's out. It's already. I'm not really. You've all been saying it in the comments already, because because the video's been out there. It's already been seen loads. It's not. Yeah, we're not revealing anything necessarily. We're just saying, there you go. So Road Pig comes with a pit bull. It's nice because it's taken a while. I've kind of known about that for a long time, and I haven't been able to say it. So sort of kind of relieved that it's out there now, and I don't have to think about it anymore or trip over the fact of saying it by accident. So yeah, so he's ordered a couple of sets. One is Road Pig and his animal companion set. So that's that. And then also the Frankenstone Deluxe, which we know is Frankenstein. We've known that Raptor was Frankenstein Deluxe from day one, but early information had it down as an SDCC exclusive. Now, it's not an SDCC exclusive. It just appears that it's going to be going up reveal and order kind of style over SDCC. So that kind of explains that little faux pas. So yeah. What was I going to say? Rachel says, so basically junkyard with a new head, question mark? Could be. Yeah, that's a good shout, actually. I'd imagine like a different deco, yeah, a different head sculpt maybe, and yeah, kind of utilize the same body because it would make sense, wouldn't it? It wouldn't really make a lot of sense. Um, yeah, it didn't really make a lot of sense. I wasn't aware of that one, Ryan. The Island Viper pre-ordered the next two 60th figures back in June. But the thing is, we could be seeing those figures pretty soon, though, couldn't we? Let's face it. But I guess what you're saying is it doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to get them over SDCC, and that's a very good point. I would say that all we know at the moment is that he's put in orders for these two figures. Yeah, so you're right to say that, genuinely, Ryan. We don't know. That was just a speculative guesstimate, but it's possible, isn't it? And I guess we'll find out a bit closer to the time, and we will find out at the time. So yeah, not too long to wait now for all this information to be kind of confirmed. Um, so there you go. Yeah. So Road Pig and the Pitbull and Raptor as the deluxe figure. Again, we knew it was the deluxe figure. It's been in the deluxe Frankenstein listing for forever. And it looks like it might be that in the confusion of the SDCC attachment might just be that that's when it was planned to kind of be revealed or shown off or pre-order, etc., etc. So there you go. Couple of figure animal situations going on, although Raptor's slightly different. He also actually gave the price point for Raptor as $34.99. So he's the deluxe, standard deluxe $34.99 price point. So there you go. It's probably going to come with a bunch of stuff. Awesome. That I believe is that side of the classified updates and the leaks. Oh my god, I don't even know if we should even talk about the next one because I want to kind of, this is one of those things where I'm, it's one of those ones where yes, we could be talking legitimate kind of information here, but also like I don't want to, I don't want to say this is definitely confirmed 100%. We don't know yet. But the next bit of information, if you haven't seen already, if you've been under a rock today and you only just popped up to see this live, then yeah, we have another bit of information that could possibly be legitimate regarding the HasLab. So if you don't want to know, because I have been kind of doing spoiler alert stuff on this. If you don't want to, I mean, I didn't do it on this, obviously, but to be honest, it's not that big a deal. But the next one, I don't know. If you are like, if you don't want to know about the HasLab in next week, and it could or could not be real anyway, so it's up to you if you want to check it out, then we might have some information regarding the HasLab. Now, this is all based off a post on Reddit. So again, pinch of salt with that one. But it's Rick Van Dam, who has posted things in the past and been correct on a lot of stuff. I'm not playing down that at all. But like I said, I'm just being careful, I would say, on what we're saying is the thing. So I just want to put that out very clear that the next bit of info we talk about is rumor, but it's got some, like I say, legitimacy kind of attached to it. So we're talking, and I'll do the explosion so you know exactly when to turn off and maybe come back next week. Here we go. Yeah. So this image was posted on Reddit. It's got what looks like possibly some kind of official promotional sort of demonstration image, or an image taken from like a video demonstration or something like that. Like how they do the promo stuff on the official Hasbro HasLab things. There's always like a video. There's always like promotional images, what have you. So it could be something like that that's been utilized here. There's a set of decals which look very much like they could very well be for a Rattler, and we have possible tiers on the right hand side. Now, I'm not. I haven't zoomed. I should have done, but I can't zoom in on it. Sorry, Zed. The image is available on like everywhere else. Like this has been doing the rounds. This is not. We're not certainly not revealing anything to anybody. This has been doing the rounds on the internet all day. But basically, and these tiers as well look like they could possibly be a possibility. Now a lot of people have said, oh, it's fake, that's the retaliation parachute. Yeah, I get what you're saying, but we're not looking at an official, we're not necessarily looking like the official finalized thing. What we could be seeing here is what I expect to be seeing at some point in some sort of like either internal sort of preparation, like board for what they're doing, with like information and stuff that, stuff they have got ready and stuff they haven't. And like, images of things that, pre-existing images to make a point rather than, do you know what I mean? Like a brainstorming slide, indeed, Fluffle, yeah. Um, yeah, so and a lot of people have kind of made a lot of comments regarding that image on the top. Now, again, that could just be like a placeholder. It could just be to demonstrate dramatic blast effects with light up effects, couldn't it? So yeah, again, like it might not be something taken from the actual, and I'm going to say Rattler because I still think it's the Rattler, but a lot of people are saying it could be the Night Raven because Raven is involved in the tears. Again, we don't know if this is actual stuff. We'll find out pretty soon for sure. So it would be, it's one of those things where if this does turn out to be true, then we knew all along. And if it doesn't, then I don't think it really matters at the end of the day, does it? Because we'll still be getting stuff. What is the meaning of all this? Says Zoran. Yeah, this is effectively an image that appeared on Reddit recently, today. In actual fact, I think that kind of maybe does hit subtly hint at a Rattler with the tears down the right hand side. And of course, the tears on this one are the Cobra paratrooper with parachute. We know that parachute's in the making. And yes, that is a retaliation parachute in the image. But again, I don't think they're utilizing actual images of the thing, apart from the decal sheet and maybe the image on the left of the effects. But it does show like two rear engines, it looks like, doesn't it? So I don't know if that could be like, either they've kind of changed the design a little bit on a Rattler, or I've got to look at the back of a Rattler. I'm pretty sure it's one engine at the back. So maybe they've done two. And now that makes me want to look at an A10, just in case they're doing some sort of like slight copy of an A10. Do you know what I'm saying? But I've got to look at the back of an A10, and none of the images online show the A10's bum. Just show me the bum. If I just write A10 Warthog back, there we go. So I suppose there are two. Yeah, okay. Well, I suppose there are two engines, aren't there, on the back? They're not on the wings on an A10. So maybe they do it in A10 style. Maybe they do it as an A10 rather than having the. Do you know what I mean? And maybe that's what we're looking at here. I don't know. It's all guesswork at this state, this kind of situation. Yeah, the A10 has two engines, kind of like above the fins on the back, and the engines on the wings are the Rattler kind of interpolation of it. It does look like Raven is going to be included if that is legit. And Ground Crew is the other one. Sorry, I had a little brain fart there. So yeah, we've got Cobra paratrooper with parachute. I'm assuming some sort of like maybe a Cobra trooper, or they might do the Paraviper. It's possible they do the Paraviper, because that is effectively a trooper with a parachute. I don't know. We'll have to see on that one. And again, like I said, I'm also I'm saying like we could see that. We could see it. This is a could, definitely a could. This isn't a definite yet. So I've got to keep specifying that. The Ground Crew, though, that's a good shout. And I wonder if we'll see the Ramp Rat in this one, or if they do some sort of, I don't know. A couple of people have said, could it be the Night Raven? Not with those decals. I really don't think it's going to be the Night Raven, despite what people are kind of saying. I do think that we're possibly looking at maybe a couple of rear engines, and maybe they're doing something that looks more like an A10 than the Rattler. I don't know. Don't know. We'll see, I guess. We'll see. And again, it could be fake. But again, this is also one of those things where it could be put together by someone and made it look a little bit kind of like, semi-legitimate, or it could be legitimate and it's just one of those things that's been thrown together as a an information sort of board that I've seen loads in design. I've seen this done so many times, like either for meet, like when you do like a Zoom meeting, a call or something, or if you're doing like a board to get some ideas together, it could be that. But yeah, that to me, the decals sort of give it away. It just looks more like it would be Rattler related than Night Raven related. Now, again, we don't know yet, really, do we? That's all we have really to kind of go into, and I'm not going to go into any more. But maybe this gives us an idea of what we actually get. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it's completely different. But again, we will find out very soon. So this is one of those ones where we just have to wait and see, don't we? Or there'll be more leaks. That's the other kind of aspect to this. I'm just multitasking because I know that during shows I often miss information that pops up and around. People will send me messages to go, "Have you seen this? You just talked about this, but I think you missed this." Which does happen because I cannot see everything all the time. I do need eyes and ears everywhere. It's difficult. Um, Punk with Toys just dropped his Night Force Shockwave and Ram. You mean dropped on the floor or dropped images of it? Because that's awesome. Shout out to Punk with Toys. Um, yeah. Anyway, that said, all exciting stuff. And that leads us into the what we know now. Now, you might look on that leak listings for 2024 and go, "Hey, Chris, we know who Road Pig's animal companion is now," and you're right. So let's just change it. There you go. Road Pig, and Pitbull. That is kind of in there. Ryan Daly says, if these are legit, those decals are probably alternates, like what the Dragonfly comes with to customize the Rattler. Yes, indeed, indeed. Anyway, in any case, we don't really know enough at this stage. It's all a little speculative. I did question whether to actually put it on screen and talk about it yet anyway, before like we got more information or before someone else got, some leaked images or what have you. So I will kind of, again, like I will state, I personally think it probably is legit, right? But at the same time, it could very well be not legit, too legit to quit, or not legit at all. So I'm going to kind of hold off on confirming, and we can't confirm anything anyway. So I would also state as well, if you're kind of looking at it going, "Oh, I kind of wanted something different," you might get something different. It might not be that. But if that is something that you were, jazzed about, I hope you don't get too disappointed if it changes. If it changes, I'm going to put that very, very clear. Yeah. Anyway, I think I've covered my butt enough on that one to just discuss it. Anyway, what was I going to say next? That's it, I think, pretty much. Like I said, leak listings 2024, we've updated to say Road Pig and Pitbull. Like I said, Raptor, it's still Frankenstein Deluxe. That hasn't changed. We did take that SDCC off a while ago when we moved it to Once a Man Cobra Commander. And now I think we're leveled out now on this one. We just need to know bloody Whip Snakes is, don't we? I still think it's going to be a 2-pack of the Steel Core kind of figures, the Steel Core commanders that were like sneakily like Easter egged on the Iron Grenadiers promo images, but we'll have to wait and see on that one. Oh, I did see that, Eben. Yeah, you sent an image of the A10 from the front, and it looks absolutely rad. So maybe that is something to take into consideration. Maybe that is what we get in terms of a Rattler. In any case, we'll see, won't we? When was the last time something like this was passed off as real and turned out not to be? Yeah, that's another good point, actually, Jeffrey. It's not often, is it? I remember that time. I'll tell you when the last time that really happened. When we saw something kind of come through that was actually fake, or not fake, that we thought was fake, was the Dragonfly information that was flowing around for the longest time that Hasbro ignored. And then we all thought, well, it can't be real based on what was going on in the situation at the time. And then it turned out to be the Dragonfly all along. So that actually did turn out to be real as well. So I can't think, has anything been faked? It's a good question because we talk about it a lot. I mean, a lot of the comments happen. It's like, oh, this is fake. It's been faked. And then it turns out to be fake. I don't remember a time when that's happened. Do you know what I mean? I don't remember a time when we've actually had a legitimate fake that's looked good enough to pass as a real thing that actually turned out to be wrong. Like we've had what's it called? Like not listings leaked. We've had things leaked that haven't necessarily come to fruition. Like characters have been stated to be coming and they never did, or you know, Some things just haven't really materialized for a long period of time after they've been mentioned. So like you don't know if it is coming or not. And let's face it, you could probably say anything. You could probably say this is coming next week, or sorry, this is coming in the classified series, and it would probably come eventually. Do you know what I mean? Like you wouldn't be wrong, because yeah, at some point you're probably going to get it, with the exception of something like the Flag, the Defiant, the Terradrome, that kind of thing. So anyway, anywho, it is interesting when these things pop up and it is instantly kind of poo-pooed as fake, but also well within your rights to, because I think there definitely has been that situation in other brands. I just can't think of many GI Joe situations it's happened with, where you've seen like the images and like some sort of leaked thing taken from a potato camera, that sort of, it just looks, it looks like it could be crap enough to be real. Do you know what I mean? Like not very good picture, just to kind of conceal identities and stuff, like whoever took the picture. And then done in such a way that it doesn't quite look like it could. I don't know. I think it's probably legit based on the fact that it isn't very clear or very good, if you know what I mean. But again, we'll see. We'll find out. We will find out very soon. We don't have very long to wait. My good 2 days actually before we get that sneak peek of whatever Walmart are doing. If it turns out that we're getting the Zorak for that particular event, Night Force Falcon and Heart Wrencher, we might do, we might not, might be on the next one. Who knows? But we'll find out, won't we? The Raven tier is what makes me think it's fake, says Talib. Possibly, because I when like we've done a lot of I've done a lot of episodes, a lot of live streams where we've discussed the HasLabs in great detail, right? And I have said on that many times, I can't see them doing Raven. But then when you see it, it's like, well, I've seen so many comments where people have like, I want Raven as a tier. So many. And it's like, I do too, but I kind of want Raven as a tier in a Night Raven HasLab, which I don't think we're getting very soon. But like I said, I could be wrong on it, could be way off, and they could pull a bait and switch, and it could be a Night Raven with Raven. And so, but I don't know. I just don't think that's the case. I think we're dealing with a Rattler. I think there's a level of this particular leak thing that could quite very much be legitimate. If it isn't, then I don't know. It's no harm, no foul, really, because we'll see what happens, won't we, when it actually comes out. Jeffrey, I can't click on that, dude, because I can't see links. I can't click on links and the thing, but this is a stealth fighter jet on DeviantArt, futuristic GI Joe stealth fighter jet. What's that for? Is it? I might check on Facebook and see if I can actually access that, just so I can see it. Bear with me. Sorry, this is terrible for radio, isn't it? Let me see if I can access that particular comment on. Yeah, I can. Can I click on it? Yes, I can. Oh, okay. So this is the what do you call it? The like a stealth. What was this called? What was this jet called? Storm Eagle, right? Stealth fighter jet, says the DeviantArt thing. Kind of looks like the Storm Eagle, but yeah. It's pretty nice, Jeffrey. Like, I like that. Is this related to anything? Have you said something previously in the comments? I just wanted to double check what it was, just in case it was like, like a thing. But anyway, yeah, I just wanted to see exactly what you'd sent on that one. And yeah, it's a nice. That's the art for a Storm Eagle, isn't it? Basically, pretty nice. Anyway, any hoosens. Put some more context in the comments, Jeffrey. Are you saying that you think that might be what we get instead? Because it's got to be Cobra, hasn't it? Let's face it. But anyway, I think it's going to be Cobra related, but we'll see. We'll see. I still think it's going to be a Rattler. Anywho, that's 2024. 2025, nothing's changed here necessarily that I can tell you, but lots to come. And my goodness, you're going to be blown away by all the cool stuff in 2025. Is all I'm going to say on that one. Right then, Anything else? I'm just going to go over the quick. Yeah, we'll just do this quickly. So we know what the name only reveals are left. We know Road Pig's got a pit bull now. Yay. And we know Raptor's probably going to be coming soon as well. So Road Pig and his animal companion, Raptor as a deluxe, should be coming up very soon. Vietnam 3-pack in 2025, question mark. Not that I know of, Seth, but I'd love to see that at some point. I really would. Those 3 figures in that, you know, that would make for actually a pretty cool exclusive, wouldn't it? Like an SDCC thing or like a con exclusive, a 3-pack of those. That'd be really awesome. The guy's done other stuff and trying to find, but he did a futuristic Rattler. Can't find it. That's pretty cool. I'll have a look on his DeviantArt page as well later just to see if I can find that, because that sounds really awesome. But thank you, Jeffrey, for a little bit more information on that one. We need Lifeline. Yes, we do. Island Viper stated that Starduster is still the PulseCon figure. Thank you, Flaffle57. I missed that completely. But it is still, technically, I haven't said anything wrong, because if you look, Daphne Deluxe is still the PulseCon exclusive there on the listing. I haven't changed that because we haven't had information to say otherwise yet. So maybe it is the PulseCon exclusive, which will be awesome. I'd like to see what they do now with that one. But anyway, yeah, so they're the name only reveals that we're aware of. So I'm assuming now that we'll probably see, I think we'll see a digital render for Starduster, but we might even see the figure and all of the stuff with it. Because that did happen at SDCC last year. They had the set, didn't they, at SDCC for PulseCon, the 3-pack. So it's possible we'll see that, you know, revealed, shown off in full at SDCC. Night Force Falcon, I still feel like the 18th we might see it. We might see him. And if we do, brilliant. If we don't, you can bet your bottom dollar we'll see him for the next event that Walmart are having with Art Wrencher. Leatherneck, Leatherneck, Blowtorch, and Footloose. I could see Leatherneck shown off as a digital render. Blowtorch and Footloose, possibly, but I don't think so. They've only been very recently name only dropped, and as you can see on the listings, they're in the second wave of 4. So I think you're probably, you know, we've seen Dialtone, we've seen Saw Viper. I think Xandar and Leatherneck are good shouts for who we see at SDCC in terms of digital renders. I think Road Pig and Raptor will just see revealed fully, and we'll probably get the opportunity to order them. And Frag Viper, I think, might also be held back, possibly, because, like I said, he's grandpa in the next wave of retail figures. So just a kind of like, you know, I'll probably do like a preview episode of the SDCC where we go, what are we going to look at? Because there'll be like 20 leaks already, and it'll be like, well, it looks like we're going to be seeing this. So I'll do like a little stream about that, probably close to the time. Yeah, close. We're there now, aren't we? Pretty much. But anyway, there's your name only reveals, and there your digital only revenders. Name only digital renders for Dialtone and Saw Viper. There you go. Right, that's everything for tonight. My goodness, lots of stuff. We've done an hour. That's not bad. We'll finish it off. Why do I say it like this? We'll finish off. I'm not saying it. Anyway, I'll switch to just my face. Now you can put the two together and understand what I was going to say by accident. Let's do it. Right, I'll keep it short and sweet to an hour today. But yes, lots of news to summarize. SUPER7 Scarlet Deke, available to order. SUPER7 right now is also a Target exclusive, we've heard. Deke Lady J, possibly also another Target exclusive, is actually in stores at the moment. You can see her floating about. Actually, now that I think about it, maybe this makes more sense. Lady J was the Target exclusive for the last wave that we had, previous to the most recent wave that we had, which was Sabretooth, Snow Serpent, and Red Jackal. So I think that Scarlet is the Target exclusive for those 3 figures, and that would make a lot of sense, wouldn't it? And that's why we've got 2 knocking about at the same time, or around a similar time. So, okay, cool. Thank you, Eben, for the messages. I'm not going to go into it now because we're past that, but thank you. I'll talk to you later. See you later, Airborne's Customs. Thanks for jumping in, dude. So yeah, like I said, Target exclusive Scarlet and Lady J is what I'm assuming now for reaction. Then I can't even remember what we had. It would be easier if I had all the the images up, wouldn't it, McLeod? Then we had images sent to us of all sorts of stuff. The Tiger Force 2-pack in stores, the Tiger Force and Wreckage in stores and in hand, Night Force, the Night Pursuit and Night Force Shockwave in hand. And thanks to everyone, of course. I've credited everyone already. I'm not doing it again. It's in the you're in the check the description. Everyone's credited in there. Plus, I can't remember everyone, so I'm just cheating. I'm cheating. And when does the Kickstarter go live? What Kickstarter, FC Viper? What Kickstarter are you referring to? I don't know what Kickstarter you're referring to. Anyway, so anywho, then of course we had Mega Blocks, an image of what possibly a possible Mega Blocks line for GI Joe, Mega Construx. Sorry, I keep saying that because it was Brian_Blocks who posted the image. But yeah, Duke and Ace are spotted on that one. And then of course, as well as that, we've had two sort of significant leaks today regarding Road Pig and his animal companion, a pit bull. Raptor as a deluxe offering and probably going up over SDCC along with Road Pig. And he is just a $34.99 standard deluxe price point. Also heard that PulseCon is still, as far as everyone is aware, including the Island Viper, who shared that information originally about Road Pig and Raptor, is still the PulseCon, is still Starduster, is still the PulseCon exclusive. I made that more convoluted than it needed to be. And then the Rattler's a HasLab FC Viper, isn't it? Not a Kickstarter. So it will happen on the day that they reveal it, which is the Thursday, the 25th. They've said, they've already stated. So it's Thursday, the 25th at about 11 a.m. because they'll be doing that video, that live stream in the morning. And then that'll be when it goes up live. And yeah, that'll be it pretty much. And then they'll be showing it off at SDCC, I imagine. I'm so jealous I can't go. So jealous. Massive FOMO again. Miss Joe Fest. Gonna miss SDCC. And it kills me. It really does. It really kills me. Anyway, anywho, that aside, also we got another possible leak of what the HasLab will be in a couple of weeks regarding the Rattler and possible light up blast effects. And a possible tier list as well as decals shown off as well, including a Cobra paratrooper with parachute, a ground crew, possibly Ramp Rat, and what was the other one? And Raven. So again, we don't know if it's legit or not. It could be, and we're just kind of we're reporting on it because it's out there and doing the rounds. That's all really, okay? We don't know. We can't confirm anything. We can only speculate at this point. So maybe it is, maybe it isn't, but we'll see in a week or so. And then, of course, in 2 days' time, we might see if there's any Walmart exclusive for the Walmart Collecticon. So lots to do in the next couple of days. I feel like this has already been a weekly. This is effectively going to be transplanted into a weekly format. And the other bit of the other live I did on whenever it was, maybe I didn't do anything. I didn't, did I? But yeah, this is going to be just repeated on Saturday. Anyway, I'm knackered. I'm going to bed. Thanks for joining me. It's been fun. I will be back again probably tomorrow, knowing my luck at this rate. And I also should try and squeeze that Let's Talk Classified Footloose video out, because I imagine they might show Footloose off. They might do, and if they do that, then I'm up that creek again. But we'll see if I have the time and bandwidth to squeeze that one out. I just assumed you all said Kitty said when I said that. I will see you guys on the next one. Stay fresh, cheese bags, and as always, after 3, you know what to do. I'm so bad at this, aren't I? 1, 2, 3, full force. Force. Oh, I'm gonna go to sleep now.
That's it for this instalment of the Full Force News Burst. Make sure to like, comment and subscribe. See you next time, and as always, Full Force. Make sure you get involved with the discussion by liking, sharing and commenting on these videos, and as always you can keep up with the show after listening by following on X, formerly Twitter, @The Full Force, liking the Facebook page, facebook.com/The Full Force. We've also added a brand new Instagram, so check us out there as well, @The Full Force Podcast, and if you would like to contact the show you can message us on any of those platforms with feedback and questions. We also have a Patreon page, so if you want to show your support for the show, see your name up in lights on these videos, or enjoy exclusive bonus content, then check out patreon.com/The Full Force Podcast, or click on the link on any of the posts this podcast appears in. Full Force.